The town of St. Helens, about 30 miles away from Portland, is trying to make sense of an alleged crime that has shaken the community.
St. Helens police arrested a 27-year-old man after they say he sexually abused children while working as a cheerleading coach. Fox 12's Dylan Scott reports from Vault Elite, where the suspect worked.
It was a blindside, like totally.
Thomas Clayson, speaking on behalf of his wife and Vault Elite Gym in St. Helens, say they thought they had done everything right when earlier this month local police came to interview them about cheer coach Anthony Trankler and several cases of his alleged abuse at their facility this year.
This was the very first time any allegation has ever been made. We're all background checked and trained to look for red flag signs. We never saw anything from him.
Court documents obtained by Fox 12 Oregon allege 6 separate counts, 2 of sexual abuse in the first degree and 4 attempted sexual abuse in the first degree. Many indicating the 27-year-old tried to touch the private areas of minors at the gym and potentially elsewhere and asked them to do the same to him. A shock to the owners that knew him when he was a cheerleader there when he was a teenager almost a decade ago.
For everyone, your heart breaks. There's nothing that you could do to make it right. The only thing that we could do is now different protocols, adding more to it to make it so it doesn't happen again to the best of our ability.
There's still a lot that isn't known.
It was definitely shocking. I mean, we've been here 2 years now. I've known Anthony. Fun dude, liked what he did. But yeah, would have never thought that this is something we'd be hearing.
Including who the victims are and any potential video surveillance of the incidents, as the gym's cameras were not operating at the time. With that said, many parents say they still trust the owners and won't be holding them accountable for the acts of this suspect.
You can vet somebody all day, every day, and they can have all the background checks in the world. And if they've never been caught before, it's not going to pop up. You're not going to know.
And yet for the alleged victims, what Trankler is accused of doing to them causes concern at a place and in a community many have so often felt was home.
What happened to those children, how many ever there were, it's heartbreaking. I trust this gym. I don't trust what happened. I don't like what happened, but I still trust this gym.